Hi friends, Ione here. Today I'm talking about being what you consume. I've always said that it's not you are what you eat, it's you are what you consume. And that can be inclusive of what you eat, what you're watching, what you're listening to, what you are experiencing. What we put into our bodies, into our mind, has an impact on our emotional and physical well-being. It's a no-brainer. I started this video series this week because on Monday I had read a small paragraph in a newsletter from the New York Times, and it upset me so deeply that it really threw me off for the day. I was really sad. So it's this idea of just being mindful about what you're consuming and the effect that that has on you. Now, I would love to get to the point in my life where I can receive things and I can let it wash over me without having a strong emotional reaction to things, letting things sort of just flow off my back like a duck or a swan or whatever. I'm not there yet. I kind of just see that as being, you know, very Buddha in nature, or being like the Dalai Lama. Like I'm not quite there yet. It's a work in progress. And I'm sure that many of you can relate to being affected by the stuff that we are consuming. So until we get to this space of just like pure zen, we have to be careful of what we're consuming. So I would say the first thing is the news. There's a lot of news about the coronavirus, about what is going on, and I find that deeply upsetting. Every time I search or start reading about stuff, I'm just left with this lingering sort of slight stress, sadness thing. So it's a fine line between staying informed and not succumbing to despair. So I would say that just see where you're at on the scale. Notice how you feel after reading something or watching something or listening to something. Have a filter through which you get your information. You know, if your objective is just to stay informed and know what you need to know, then perhaps follow the Twitter account for your local county, where they will be updating you on all the new information that you need to know. That to me seems like the easiest way of doing things. The next thing is, what are you eating? Are you eating fresh, healthy, nutritious food, or are you eating junk food? Because that junk food, sugary stuff, is going to affect how you're feeling. So reflect on that and adjust your diet accordingly if you would like to feel better. What are you watching on TV? What are you reading? Again, assess. After every time that you've consumed this stuff, stop for a minute and just have a little check of how did that make me feel? And if the things that you're watching or the things that you're consuming leave you feeling good, then that's cool. But if they're not, change it, tweak it. If the intention is to feel better, if you don't mind being in a funny state, then ignore everything I'm saying. But if the objective is to feel better, check in with what you're consuming. I've started my reading practice again, and it's been really helpful, reading in the morning and in the evening. I'm currently reading a book called Stillness is the Key by Ryan Holiday, and that was actually a recommendation from someone on the uplifting content page actually, so thank you for that. Reading that in the morning and the evening has given me a sense of calm and peace, and it's given me the motivation to go walking and meditate and just have some stillness in my life. So find books that cause you calm, peace, happiness, joy. Search out some of those books. Follow people online who make you feel good, who share information that makes you feel good. I'd recommend Matt Haig and his books. One of them is Reasons to Stay Alive, and the other one is Notes on a Nervous Planet. Both of his books, when I read them, they make me feel calm and better. Another book of my favorite of all time is The Power of Now, which is quite a wordy, heavy book, but when I felt really low previously, just as I read it, I feel calm and better. So find content, TV shows, books, audiobooks, people that make you feel good, and just consume that. Binge a bunch of feel-good content for a week and cut out the divisive, fear-mongering, scandalous content, and just see how that affects your mood. Today's recommendation for the Uplifting Content Podcast episode to check out for further listening is called Content with a Purpose, and it was an interview with Scilla Andreen, the founder of IndieFlix. I'd love to hear from you the things that you consume that make you feel good. Please share your thoughts, whether that's books, TV shows, websites, whatever it is, and share them in the comments because I'd love to check them out, and maybe we can do a blog post about them too and include some of those. Tomorrow's episode will be a guided hypnosis for feeling safe in your body. So I look forward to seeing you then. But for now, enjoy this clip from my interview with Scilla Andreen. Bye.
We are all bullies because when we look in the mirror, we can be so unkind to ourselves. And we're not, I'm sure we can exercise and take care of ourselves, but I'm talking about like being really good to ourselves. So I think that's where I want to start, is to make a movie that will inspire people to want to be kind to that person in the mirror, so that we can model how we want to be treated, and we want to model how others should treat themselves. And when we learn kindness with ourselves, I think that's when we can truly be kind to others. Instead of, I'll be kind to you, so they'll be kind to that person, and hopefully it'll come back to me.